Hi everyone, today we're going to show you and take you through the steps of how to make homemade South African rusks. Firstly, you will need a very large mixing vessel such as this washing up bowl here. While you are doing the flour, you will have to sieve it so that it becomes puffy and you get a sort of mountain underneath it with freshly fallen snow. It's very entertaining.
So the flour,
And
baking powder,
yeah, and the
salt.
There's some little bits that you might have to just rub at the bottom. So, after you have melted the butter in a microwave or a stove, or on a stove, you will have to break the eggs, preferably in an individual bowl, so that if any shell goes in here or if an egg is bad, it won't mess everything up and you'll have to throw everything away. So, here we go. That's a good one.
Yes, and you just put that one in there first, yeah? Excellent.
Plop.
Yeah.
After you've whisked all your eggs so they look a bit like this,
With the sugar.
Then you will need to add your melted butter. And then you will need to whisk it until everything is mixed together. And it's very light. And you need to scrape everything out of the bowl. Okay, so now we're adding the yogurt. And then we'll have to mix it together until it becomes light and fluffy. And remember to scrape everything out of the bowl.
As good as it gets.
Yeah. Then it'll make a kind of nice little pattern while you're mixing it. Now we're going back to our fluffy mountain of flour and salt and baking powder. So if you don't like it this tall, then you can shake it out and then draw a little face in it and then destroy the face and make a little hole for your other stuff to go in. There. Lovely. So right now we are adding in the wet mix to the flour into that little hole that we made and start folding it in. There we go.
I think you might have over-whisked this a little bit.
It's a 2-in-1 special. It's scrambled eggs and rusks. Once we've gotten rid of most of the wet stuff into the flour, it should be a soggy type of dough. So now we're going to get our highly sanitized hands dirty into the dough and just mix it in until it starts to stick off of your fingers.
No, until it doesn't stick to your fingers anymore.
Sticks off of your fingers. If it doesn't do that in quite a while, like probably like 6 to 7 minutes, then you could always add some more flour to the dough. We might do that as well. We're adding some more flour because ours is definitely too wet. So you don't try not to add all the flour at once because otherwise you won't know how much you actually need. starting to get off of our hands.
Okay, get your hands clean. Like that. Nice.
Try to keep turning it as much as you need.
Pick up the flour that's
Yeah.
on the bottom.
Try and get a lot of the stuff off the sides, preferably most.
All.
Or all. Once your hands come up clean like this and a bit greasy, then your mixture is ready and it should be a firm dough.
Lift it.
Like that. Like that. And now it's time to add whatever you want to add, like seeds or raisins or anything like that.
And knead that in so it's...
Yeah, and knead that in. It does hurt a little bit if you're using seeds, but it's all worth it for the flavour. Okay, right now all our seeds and our dough is mixed together.
Nicely incorporated, lift it up.
Yep. If I can. There we go. And it's firm dough. Also, remember, this is for the start as well. Don't throw away your butter things, butter wrappings, because you could use them to wipe your tins, as my assistant is showing here.
Able assistant.
Yeah. But if you haven't watched this video in advance and you've already thrown them out, that's fine. You could just use like baking spray or whatever. Now our tin is all buttered and ready. Our dough is seeded and firm. So now we're going to start rolling, picking off pieces of our dough and rolling them into balls just smaller than a cricket ball. So about this size. And just putting them neatly into the tray. So by now we have done all of the balls in the tray, and if you have any excess, I had more than this but I've eaten it, just eat it, it's very delicious. Also, handy hint, it's an upside recipe creation because there's less to wash. We're ready to put all our balls in the tray into the oven. Also, you should have preheated the oven to 160 degrees Celsius. And also, I've only just noticed this. Excuse my assistant, he was setting a very bad example. He didn't have his apron on. So, we're just going to put it there for a minute. Open the oven. And just be careful to not touch any of the sides. If you want, you can do this with oven mitts on. And there we go. And then time it for 1 hour. Time it for 1 hour. Okay, so now as my assistant is demonstrating, we are going to just plop it and turn it over. Ooh, that's nice. And now we're going to start the chopping process. Chop it into the rusk sizes and the rusk formations. Right now what we're doing is we're putting the rusks onto this tray, and we're going to bake them in the oven a bit more so they become hot. Doing this, you have to be very careful that it doesn't just crumble apart, as my assistant is demonstrating there.
keep the crumbs though.
Yeah, keep the crumbs. Or just feed them to the birds.
No. You're gonna try it and have it like cereal.
Okay. And there's little Zubu. And it's okay if you have a lot of crumbs, because then you can make cereal with it. Apparently. Catch it up. We're putting it into the oven to dry. That's the second tray. You want them fairly close so that they turn out roughly the same. And there are the crumbs. Be careful with it. Oh, I made a little heart there. And hopefully now it won't try and escape. So, our rusks have been drying for about 3 hours at 100 degrees, and it's not hot anymore because we left ours to cool in the oven for a bit. So here they are. They're a bit crumbly. Just have to be really careful that you don't make loads of crumbs everywhere. It's nice.
Very.
Oh gosh. There we go. And now you're just free to pack them into a biscuit tin or any container that you would like. Thank you for watching. This has been the Rusks. Enjoy. Hello, today we're going to show you how to make...
Ik heb een nice mijn vingers vuil. So. Kan je gewoon je vingers schoon maken? En maak net één vinger schoon. Maak je duim. Of kun je je duim aan
my nose.
Nee, druk je duim niet aan. Druk niet je duim aan. En je duim is schoon.
And no matter how tempting it is, try not to eat everything because it is delicious, but you'll probably not feel very well after that. Also, don't slap it because then most of the air comes out, and we want that for it to rise a bit more. Oh wait, and karate chops always help. And if anything goes wrong, you just have to be prepared to have safety precautions, like a fire blanket. Yes, and a fire extinguisher.